welcome to Living the Next Chapter. I just wanted to jump on here and just give you an update. We're getting close to the end of October 2022, and we are just having a great time with our amazing guests. And we just want to share a few reviews that we've come in. Thank you for leaving us reviews. Thankfully, they're all 5 stars so far. Thank you. Appreciate that. This one was really interesting. It just says, calling all authors. It says, if you're an author or aspiring author, this is a great podcast for you. Dave, that's me, thank you, is a warm and welcoming host who fosters interesting conversations with his guest. Sometimes it's about the writing process, the subject of the book, or a relevant topic. For authors, I recommend subscribing. And that's from Apple Podcasts in the States. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Another one here, 5 stars, just says, great guests. And that's through Podchaser. Thank you for that. This review is from a listener on Apple Podcasts as well. Another 5-star. Thank you again. Great listen, great host. Wow, come on. If you're looking for inspiration on book writing or generally for living the next chapter of your life, this podcast is a must listen. David is a fantastic host, who genuinely cares about helping others succeed and engaging in interesting and engaging conversations with a variety of people from a variety of backgrounds. That sums it up great for us. It's exactly what we're hoping for here on the podcast. I really appreciate that. This is another one here from Apple Podcasts, and this is from one of my past guests and good friend. Thank you. As a guest on Dave's podcast, I enjoyed his easygoing approach and style. I bet David is going to kill it in podcasting. This is from a great gentleman, Mr. Harry Spate. What's the good word, Harry? Thank you for that. So I love hearing these come in. It does help a lot as we record and do all this work behind the scenes to hear your feedback. If you have a chance to leave a review, thank you. I really appreciate it. So I just wanted to share a few updates and stats with you about where we're at with the podcast. And it's really, really fun. We are into our episodes. We are at, episode 87 just released today. We'll have a brand new bunch of podcasts coming out in November. We're doing about 12 hours a month right now as far as uploads. So another big batch coming your way in November. We have recorded our 100th episode. We had Mr. Dominic Damaski on for that. That is available, as well as the latest episodes of our podcast. You can jump the line. Thank you for listening where you're listening right now. But if you want to jump the line, in the show notes is a link to our YouTube channel. You can head over there and you can see podcasts that were recorded the same day or the day before. Like, as soon as we can possibly get them done, they're up there for you to get access to. Jump over to our YouTube channel. Subscribe there as well. Love seeing that grow. Some great responses there as well. And it gives you a chance to get early access to the episodes. So if you don't want to wait, head over there and you can access them right away. We have a combination of static image posts, which are just a picture with the podcast behind it, so you can hear it. Nothing really moving on the screen, but it's just that there. That's just there to hold the place. We also come back later with the actual interview. And then you have your audio versions, which you're listening to right now. So those come out as our host allows us to upload. So we have a limit every month, unfortunately. So, but we do our best to get them out as fast as possible. So yeah, episode 87 just went out today, and we're excited about that. Put some stats for you. Really excited. We're up over 1,700 downloads since we published our podcast. We have recorded 110 episodes in 8 months, which is outstanding to have that many great authors come on and be a part of this. We are just looking at some of the places we are at as well, which is pretty amazing. Right now, we are in, I'm looking at my numbers as we talk, 25 countries. Our top 5 countries are Canada, US, United Kingdom, India, and Germany. Awesome. We are in a lot of countries, which is amazing to me. We have Ecuador, Portugal, Mexico, Algeria, Romania, France, Brazil, Iran, Kenya, Nigeria, Chile, Netherlands, Dominican Republic, United Arab Emirates, Nepal, Turkey, New Zealand, Australia, Philippines, Russia, and like I said, Germany, India, UK, United States, and Canada. Wow. And so we can see the country that people are listening to us from. We can see the city. That's pretty amazing. We can also see what our listeners are listening on, what their app choice is. And we have right now our top app is Apple Podcasts. Thank you. Our top app is Google Podcasts. I just clicked on the button. That's interesting. Our top device is an Android phone. Wow. And our top category is mobile. So a lot of people listening on mobile. So Google Podcasts is killing it right now. At 22% of our listeners are on a Google device. Wow. 16% are on Apple. That's pretty amazing. Wow, this is really interesting what you can see. So we're having a great time again, and we'll just keep pumping out these podcasts and sharing these with you. Great guests coming on. We do have on Facebook a community for our listeners and our past guests to get together, and our guests are flagged as experts in the group, so they get to share and promote their books and their next project. You can ask them more questions and carry on the conversation after the podcast, which is kind of nice for our listeners to be able to interact with our guests. Our guests get to talk to each other, and we're building a nice community over there. It's the Next Chapter group on Facebook. I'll put a link of this as well in the show notes if you're interested. Come on by. It's an open group. It's not private. It's public. So you can come in anytime. We're just asking that only our guests use this as a platform to promote. But please reach out and talk to our guests and get to meet them and chat further. I really appreciate it if you come over and take a look at that. So this is just a quick update for you on all the things happening at Living the Next Chapter. You can always go to livingthenextchapter.com, and on there when you go, you can see across the top all of the information about the podcast. You can leave us messages. There's a way to leave us a voicemail on the website. There's links to book a spot in our calendar. The word book a spot in our calendar to be on the podcast or just to speak with me. And there's a link to the fan group. There's stuff about all the authors and the books that we've been featuring, and a link to the podcast. You can jump right to the podcast. You can listen online. You don't even need a phone or anything. You can go right to the website and listen right there. So we really appreciate you dropping by livingthenextchapter.com. That's easy, right? Yeah. So head over there. And like I said, this is just a quick one to say thank you. We are just creating these podcasts for you, and we would love to hear your feedback as we build these out and as we bring more guests. If you have a suggested guest for us, we would love to have them come on. Please share our podcast with them and let them know about us, and we will get them on, and we'll let them know that you were the one that set it all up. So thank you for your support and listening and sharing. Please share our podcast with one person that either loves to read or loves to write. And we appreciate you doing that for us. That means so much. And we're looking forward to the next group of podcasts coming out in November. And we're looking forward to sharing them with you. Again, if you have any comments or concerns or any thoughts on how we can do this better and serve you best, please reach out. We would love to hear from you. Have a great day. Thank you for supporting our podcast. Talk to you in November 2022. Here we go. Thanks. thank you for being a part of this episode. If this is your very first episode, welcome to Living the Next Chapter. You can go back in our catalog. You can see some of the past episodes. But if you want to get a sneak peek of what's coming, you want to jump the line? I got something for you. Go to our YouTube channel. Again, links are in the show notes and on our website, livingthenextchapter.com, and you can go to our YouTube channel and get the most recent episode way before everybody else. So we're putting this at the end of the podcast because we don't want to tell everyone. We don't want to have a stampede, But we're having some great conversations over on our YouTube channel. You're invited. You're this far. You're the one listening. You are invited to our YouTube channel. Go over there and you can see the most up-to-date episodes in real time. Meet you over there. Thanks for listening. Cheers.